Okay, friends, welcome back once again. So, the subject plastic engineering is as a free elective in the 8th semester of final year mechanical engineering. Now, I'm going to explain you the contents of this, and then today, what part we are going to cover that I will tell. First, I will explain the contents of the subjects which we are going to study. Then, second, why we are selecting this plastic engineering as a free elective. The question may be asked to you by the interviewer, why you have selected plastic engineering as a elective subject. Your answer should not be that no, sir, I was not having choice and that's why I have selected. There should be some answer which you should prepare before going to appear for the interview. Anyhow, I am going to help you to prepare for that answer. And what is the scope of plastic engineering, not only in mechanical engineering, but also in day-to-day life. So all these parts or aspects are covered by me in today's class. As far as this subject plastic engineering is concerned, this word is not new to you. This is a very old word. From your childhood, you are handling the components made up of plastic. Okay, but plastic parts, its utilization, its scope. So where you are going to use these plastic parts, where you are going to replace your existing components with the plastic part, what are advantages and disadvantages of plastic, how it is helpful to you for improving the strength of your part which was made by other material, so on, how durable it is than other materials, how the components are made, how plastic components are manufactured, type of molding methods are used, how plastic assemblies are made, how to join the plastic components, how to design the plastic parts. So design any part which you are going to make is to be first prepared on paper. Any idea first comes in your mind, later on it comes on paper, and third it will be executed. So how the plastic parts are made, how they are designed. Then after that, plastic parts which are designed, how they are molded in the mold and how these molds are manufactured, how these molds are designed before manufacturing. So if you want to manufacture any of the component, mold is required because this will be pouring of the plastic material into the cavity of desired shape. How to design the cavity of the desired shape? Which are the factors while designing the cavity of desired shape? What is the mold material which is used for making the plastic component? What are the aspects to be considered while designing that metallic mold, which is used for making the plastic component? How the cooling systems are provided, how to cool that part. You have studied manufacturing process. There are two types of foundry practices you have studied, sand casting and die casting. So here there is no question of sand. Here all your moldings are dies. Die is nothing but a mold, which is definitely made up of metal. So cooling is very important aspect as far as casting is concerned. So you consider similar method as like casting, where molten metal was poured into the die or into the mold of sand, and then later on it was solidified. So permeability was concept used in case of sand molds. When they were dies, then how the permeability was achieved by providing the vents, etc., etc. Same thing here. You are using the die, means you require something, whatever gases are produced to be escaped outside, and that is by providing the vents. Now, cooling of the plastic mold is very important part. Remember this in your now in the first lecture itself. I am telling whatever the complete processing cycle time is there. Out of that cycle time, cooling of the plastic component is the most important aspect throughout the manufacturing process of the plastic part. So, how the cooling will affect? What is the cooling media? Whether it is water or air. For some of the part it is water, for some of the part it is air. Depends upon mold manufacturing, depends upon the plastic molding process. The media of cooling changes. Majoritarily it is used water. Again, there are different concepts. Water may be in touch with directly component, it may not be in touch with the direct component. Then how much quantity of water is required to circulate through the mold? Calculate the heat dissipation. Q is equal to mCp dt. So this problem will be asked in the examination for 4 marks. So this is all about cooling of plastic molds, which will be covered. And at the same time, what are the different applications of plastic? Now, without taking the name of chapter, without telling the title of chapter, I have covered complete syllabus in this previous 5-10 minutes explanation. Now I will fit all this explanation in the syllabus. So which part which I have just explained to you now, that was fitted in which chapter of the syllabus. So this plastic engineering subject is divided into 8 chapters. I hope I am audible. Okay, if I will not be audible, please convey to me, some of you. Rohit. Rohit.
You are audible.
If I will not be audible, please talk in between.
Okay, sir.
So sorry for disturbance. So I want to say whatever parts I have explained you, now I'll fit these parts in the 8 chapters. Chapter number 1, Introduction to Plastics. There, the types of plastics you have studied in second year, thermoset plus thermoplast. What are their characteristics? How these plastics are processed? Then what is the difference between these two plastics? Then what is polymerization method? How the polymers are produced? I'm going to explain you what is meaning of plastic, what is definition of plastic. Then what are the additives used in plastic? What are the properties of plastic over other material? What are the advantages of plastic material over other material? Then additives used in the plastic for improvement of the properties. Then testing of the plastic components. So these are the contents which are covered in unit number 1. Then unit number 2 starts with plastic processing or molding methods used for plastic. Now, as I told, there are 2 types of plastic. One is thermoplast, one is thermoset. So for thermoplast, plastic molding processes are different. For thermoset, plastic molding processes are different. For usually, as you have studied already, you know that injection molding, you have heard it in second year subject itself. So injection molding is one of the best molding process used for making of the plastic components. So injection molding, then compression molding, blow molding, extrusion molding, rotational molding, transfer molding, etc., etc. Now all these processes are studied for its steps with figure and working mechanism, and how the products are processed through this. And out of this list, which processes are used for thermoset, which processes are used for thermoplast, that will be covered in the unit number 2. Now, unit 3 starts with the welding of plastic. As I told, assembly of the parts. So you may produce 10-15 separate small parts and you can assemble. During assembling, you can use screws, nuts, bolts, but many times you have to make the fixed assembly, fixed attachments. So when you want to make fixed attachments, then you require joining of the plastic part. You know the joining includes number of processes, out of which 3 important processes of joining, welding, soldering, brazing. So welding of the plastic components, similar to the joining of metallic components. Now, metallic components, you know that, for example, steel, melting point is above 1200, above 1000 minimum. Any of the part, if you take, melting point is more than 400. Even for aluminum, you take, melting point is 660. In that way, every metal have highest melting point. But what about plastic? Plastic's melting point is not more than 150 degrees Celsius. So they have approximately 150 to 200 degrees Celsius melting point. And then joining 2 plastic parts, you require to produce that much temperature only. So accordingly, to generate that much temperature, number of plastic joining processes are included in the unit number 3. It includes hot gas method, then hot tool method, then nuclear welding, then induction welding in this way. So infrared welding. So all these joining techniques are studied with this figure. This will be asked maybe for short note. Every topic is having some one or two MCQs or more than that. So no doubt. But along with it, if their exam will be, your exam will be subject to exam, then question may be asked in the terms of short notes for this unit number 3. Unit number 4 is very important. Unit number 4 is design of plastic parts. Now, design of plastic part means you take any component. For example, this duster. Now, this is plastic. Forget about this assembly of cloth or cotton. Consider only this plastic part. Now, it is one of the rectangular shape, right, having some core part in between, so that you have to produce it hollow. It is having some thickness here. Take this cap. This is also plastic. Now, this is assembly. If you remove this black part, consider this cylinder of white cylinder. It is again hollow. It is having some thickness. So any of the plastic component, if you see, it has unique design. And when you want to produce that shape, you require to design it, and accordingly dies are produced. So how much quantity of material is required, how this is processed, when you are going to inject it, how you are going to provide the runners gates system for it. So in this way, one more thing, the part which you have produced in its regular use, where you are going to use it, what kind of forces are coming on this part, whether there are torsional forces, whether there are tensile forces, whether there are compression forces, or any other forces or bending forces. Accordingly, the strength of the component is decided, and then based on it, the thickness of component is selected. Again, there is a limitation. For your kind information, you remember the most important part in the plastic design process. Hello. The most important part in the plastic designing process is its thickness. There are a number of parameters in designing the plastic part. So wall thickness is the most important parameter. Wall thickness is the most important parameter in designing the plastic components. Optimum wall thickness, there is a concept, or minimum wall thickness, there is a concept. If wall thickness will be larger, what are the drawbacks? If it will be smaller or thinner, what are the drawbacks? All these things are to be studied and covered in that unit number 4. Along with it, design of holes in the plastic part, then design of undercuts, design of corners, inserts used in the plastic. You know that there are many metallic inserts. You see your knife, chaku. So that is metallic insert, and holding is the plastic. In this way, there are many components where there are metallic inserts. So how it affects? Then how you are going to create the hole in the plastic part? How to design the rib? Rib is the supporting part. How it affects? What are the general guidelines for designing the rib? That will be covered in unit number 4. If, now hereafter I will not use the word if. Consider if your exam is subjective, there is one numerical from unit number 4. As far as subject plastic engineering concerned, let us consider 100 marks paper, then there will be 20% weightage for numerical and 80% will be theory. So out of 20% numerical, let me explain you how it is divided. So in this unit number 4, the design of plastic part. So design guidelines only. So if some student will assume some factor of safety, his calculation will be different. If I will assume some another factor of safety, my calculations will be different. But there is no change in the step. So whatever design guidelines I will give you, you have to mug it by understanding. Don't mug it blindly. Okay? and that will be same for any of the plastic component. So design procedure for plastic part will be asked for 5 or 6 marks in subjective paper. Okay, this is end of section number 1. Section number 1 ends with 4 units. And now unit number 5 starts with the compression molding process. Study of compression molding. So unit number 5, that is chapter first from section 2. So that is unit 5 is compression molding process. How parts, usually compression molding is used for thermosets. How parts are designed and how the components are produced. 1 minute. So how the compression molded components are designed, what kind of male-female arrangement or top mold, bottom mold arrangement are required for producing the component by compression molding, what kind of material as a raw or what kind of raw material is used to put in the compression molds, how cooling is provided, how vents are provided, what is the design procedure for compression molding. So one component will be given to you and it will be asked, design the compression mold for given component. And what will be step number 1, what will be step number 2 up to end. Now as I told, there will be male female like arrangement. So you can say punch and die. So main thing is our die, where your component will fit. And then what kind of punch is required to produce that part. What are the dimensions of the punch? What thickness of the whatever mold you are going to prepare, what kind of thickness of that mold you are going to select. In this way, how you are going to provide the ejector pins. Ejector pins are required for removal of the component. All these aspects are considered by designing the compression mold. And unit number 5 also, there will be problem in the examination of subjective examination papers for 5 or 6 marks. Component will be given, it will be asked, design the compression mold, suitable compression mold for given component. Same will take 1 or 2 problem or maybe more than that. There is no change in design procedure, only if you assume some different thing, your calculations will be different. Otherwise, procedure is same. So you have to understand it. You can mug it by understanding, don't mug blindly. And if you write that design procedure as it is in the steps, you will get out marks. So till whatever number of students have appeared for this plastic engineering in last 5-6 batches. So this is the last batch in final year for plastic engineering, for your kind information. Now your friends, those who are in 3rd year, they are also studying plastic engineering with effect from this year. So for final year engineering, this is last batch. Up to your batch, result of plastic engineering is 100%. If any student have kept the paper blank, that students are only failed in the exam. Otherwise, result of our subject is 100% because it is so easy subject and so interesting and helpful for your future. Looking at all the aspects, I request the students to select this as an elective. You can convey this message to your friends also, those who are not in class now. So I was telling the design of compression mold as a design procedure. If you understand it, it is very easy to write on the paper. Then 7th chapter starts with study of injection molding. So what are the parts of injection mold? 2-plate mold, 3-plate mold. Then gating system, what are the types of gates, what are the types of runners, how the molds will be operated and how it is working. This part is covered in unit number 6 as a injection mold design. 7th chapter starts with the cooling of injection mold. Cooling of injection mold, as I told at the start of class, Q is equal to mCp dt. This is one formula and one more formula, Q is equal to m into bracket T1 minus T2. Based on these two or one more problem of thermal conductivity is there. Based on these 2-3 formulas, either of one problem will be asked in the examination. If you just remember these formulas, you can make attempt and you will get 4 out of 4. Usually ask for 4 marks. Sometimes it was asked for 5 marks also. So this is pure numerical. So here you require calculator. For earlier 2 numericals of chapter 4 and chapter 5, there was no need of calculator. But for this chapter number 7 numerical, you require calculator. And it is asked for 4 marks. So what types of questions? So cooling of plastic mold. How much quantity of water is required to circulate? Or if inlet temperature T1 is 20 degree and mold temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, what will be out temperature of water? How it is extracted? So thermal conductivity is given, then specific heat is given. So in this way, very simple calculation as you have studied in second year. As simple as like second year calculations which you made based on these 2-3 formulas. So either quantity of water is required to calculate, or how much temperature of the water in is required, or if in is given, how much out temperature will be there for water. Such formulas, such examples you have to solve in unit number 7. And unit number 8. Unit number 8 is applications of plastic engineering. So plastic engineering is used in number of areas. Even I will not tell you now, you can go on telling me the areas where plastic engineering is used. But I will help you to tell, so you will remember. Applications of plastic in various areas. Start first from agriculture. Almost 90% or more than 60% students who are having farmer, who are from farmer family, who are having farming as their background, you know that where plastic is used in your farm. Starting from the storage buckets, carrots, mulching paper, any of the component where the greenhouse is prepared, where the irrigation is there, pipelines are there, number of areas where plastic components are used. This is a short note. Unit number 8, short note only. Write or give the note on applications of plastic in agriculture. You can write 1.5 page on it. This is general type of topic. So you can write at your own what you feel applications of plastic in agriculture. Then second area, applications of plastic in medical science. Just close your eyes and remember what kind of medical parts are made up of. Everywhere 90% plastic is there in medical. Old days syringes were made up of this metallic part. Now syringes also, which your doctors are putting for saline, they are also made up of plastic, not metallic needles. Plastic needles are there. You can just check. And you know that saline bottles, medicines, even medicine caps are also plastic, biodegradable plastic. It's called as biodegradable. So which you can digest. Also, if it will be in the environment, it may be automatically digested. It may be decomposed. Otherwise, I'm going to come to 95% everything I'm telling positive. Last 5%, what care you have to take, that I will tell at the end. Okay. Now, this biodegradable plastic, then plastic, all types of machineries, all they are made up of plastic. Then your medicine, your whatever medicine you are carrying, that bottles are also in plastic, covers, the tablets, they are also packaging in plastic, and so on, so on. Many of the parts hurt. If anybody is having problem, the walls are made up of plastic. Your bypasses are there. Many more applications. Then applications of plastic in construction, building and construction. Check. In day-to-day life, you may be observed surrounding to you what kind of plastic parts are used in building and construction. Okay. Then applications of plastic in construction. One more thing, whatever roads are prepared nowadays, so wastage bottles in foreign countries, just check, plastic waste is put in the road along with tar. damper. Along with tar, they are putting some plastic waste. Applications of plastic in transportation. So in this way, number of applications, packaging. You know that nowadays the best application of plastic is packaging. The best. How? You ask your parents during the childhood of your parents. Even I have not seen water bottle when I was in 7th or 8th standard. These water bottles I have started seeing maybe after 7th or 8th standard. Mine case I'm telling. So people used to carry the metallic pots for water. There was no old days, the water bags, etc. That concept was there. But I am talking about mass use of the water bottle. Maybe from 25 years, people are using the water bottles, but there was not mass use. Mass use means everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. That is called as a mass use. And nowadays, people everywhere, they are using most application. You go in any shop, all your food products are packed in the plastic. If you are packing any other part to send as a courier, that is also not only small components. If there is a bunch of some component, there are automatic packaging machines. Your pipes, any of the products are packed with the help of automatic packaging machine. And everywhere, packaging, wherever there is a packaging, there are 95% chances that plastic components are used. So this is all about applications of plastic in various areas. This will be asked for short notes. Now, you have studied, friends, you have heard from many sources. Plastic is very dangerous. Plastic, don't throw plastic anywhere. If plastic will be in by some animals, then there will be problem for digestion. Somebody might have told, if you put plastic buried below ground, maybe for 20 years, that will remain as it is, and so on, so on. So, I want to say that is true. There is a ban on plastic from the government. Yes, but which plastic? So, don't be confused with this ban on the plastic. It doesn't mean on all plastics. Yes, there is a ban, but the control of thickness of your bags, carry bags, polythene bags. What is polythene? It is actually polyethylene. That part I am going to teach you in the first chapter. What is PVC? What is ASB plastic? What is PC, polycarbonate? What is PU? What is polyurethane? What is PE, polyethylene? Polyurethane is different, polyethylene is different. So, such thin bags, always remember, recyclable plastic is always desirable. If plastic will not be recyclable, it will not be desirable. Why? Such thin plastic carry bags, if you try to recycle, it is very difficult to recycle because recovery rate is only 40 or 30 or 40%. That's why industrialists will not try to recover that plastic from that thin carry bags. So it will be thrown away. If the expenditure or cost of recovery will be high, why industrial people will start to again recycle it? They will not recycle it. That's why people are banning on manufacturing. That's why if you manufacture thick, nowadays even you check your Amazon and other parcels, everywhere it is written recyclable, thickness is more. Why? Government is putting ban on them. So that's why plastic engineering subject is included in the curriculum of mechanical engineering by looking at its all these advantages. See, everywhere there is a plastic. However, if you take care of recycling, plastic is best material nowadays. So old days there was Stone Age, Bronze Age. Now you can say this is a plastic age, plastic era. Only care is that if you take proper care of recycling, there is no any danger from the plastic. And looking at the importance of plastic in day-to-day life, I have selected plastic engineering as a elective. So intentionally to confuse you, the interviewer may ask, the government is putting ban on plastic. Why have selected plastic engineering as elective? Your answer should be in this way diplomatic. Yes, we know that there is a ban, but ban on non-recyclable, this plastic which is not recyclable, there is a ban. Other parts, your computer, whether you can make computer from cast iron, not possible. You see the mobile, you are observing me through the part. If somebody will make that mobile from cast iron, how heavy it will be for handling? Just imagine. Laptops, computers, mobiles, CDs, pen drives, and your even bike parts. Now four-wheelers are also made by fibers. Weight reduction and same strength. That's why plastic has encroached on all the materials, looking at its all types of such important properties. That's why I have selected plastic engineering as an elective in my curriculum. This should be your answer. And whatever part I taught just now, that is the syllabus of plastic engineering, which you are going to study for this whole semester. You know that semester is also compressed. At my level best, I will try to complete 100% syllabus, and I have to complete 100% syllabus. You have to attend it 100%. Okay. So forget about exam will be online or offline. It is my humble request, friends. Now you have to prove yourself in front of industries. People know that complete year for your batch was online. The batch which is 1 year ahead to you, they passed out when a lockdown was there. It was almost 15-20 March. So their 8 semesters were over. Only exam was remaining. But as far as your batch is concerned, your last year complete, it was online. So industrial people should not take doubt on your you can say whatever your talents you have achieved in last 6 semesters. Same kind of talent you have to maintain it in the 7th and 8th semesters also. But you have to prove yourself in front of, you have to sell you that how best I am and I will survive in the industry and I will be the most benefited person in your industry. That you have to prove. No doubt people got selected in various industries, the campus. I'm not talking about these people, but those who have not yet selected, you have to prove yourself. How you will prove? With your knowledge. No doubt. Only you have to prove yourself only with your knowledge. And how you will gain knowledge? You require continuous touch of your subjects. You have to attend 100% all the online classes. You have to do self-study. You have to appear for GATE examination sincerely. Hope yesterday there was GATE exam and all of you have attended it sincerely. If your knowledge will talk in front of the interviewer, no doubt, there may be lockdown, there may be online classes or there may not be classes. If your, you can say in Marathi, they just say, जर माझं नाणं खणखणीत असेल तर there is no any danger for me for any type of career path in throughout my life. That's why you prepare yourself well so that you will easily get or you should be demanded by the next person as an employee. Okay, so that's why your answers which you are going to prepare should be also prepared answers based on your knowledge which you have taken or which you are going to take throughout the classes. So friends, this is the general view of the plastic engineering I have told you. I hope you understood the importance of plastic engineering, and no doubt already this as far our pattern is concerned, in first lecture we have to explain what is the subject importance. Anyhow, we have gone for the third cycle of NBA and already ours is NBA accredited college for next 3 years. You can proudly say to your next whoever may be friends or in the industry that I am passed out from NBA accredited. At the same time, we are going for next cycle of NAC. So you may come across the NAC cycle this semester. So vision, mission statements are also required to be explained in first lecture. So as a part, I will tell you that also so that I should not miss it. So vision of our institute is to be recognized among the best institute in India for excellence in technical education. This is the vision of Swedish College of Engineering, Pandharpur. In the next, to achieve that vision, which path is followed? That path is mission. To impart value-based technical education by inculcating personal touch and respect in the relationship amongst the stakeholders. So I hope you have prepared the notebook. On the first page, you write this vision mission statement, which is already there with you in the journals or assignment books. And the next page, you start with syllabus. I will send you the syllabus on the mail, or maybe we'll get one link. All type of study material will be sent on that link. You have to study through that. Teaching will be there in class. There will be some dictation also. That's why every student is required to keep the notebook. Okay. So I hope you understand this. And if last 2-3 minutes are remaining, is there any doubt? I will allow 1 or 2 students to talk. Rohit.
No, sir, no doubt.
So whether all complete whatever part I have covered in last 45-50 minutes was audible to you without disturbance?
Yes, sir, audible. But sir, some problem with the video, sir. Video is not too much clear. Blur.
Video is not?
Not accurate, completely clear. It's a little bit blur.
No. Okay, just I will take follow-up from other friends also. And because just I have put light and everything, I am visible. And I have not written anything on board. That's how you might be telling. Next time when I will write anything on board, at that time you tell me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So your attendance already it is there. Just 1 minute. I will mark it. Actually, you are not writing roll numbers correctly. Somebody is putting dash, somebody is not putting dash. So I will ask CC to give proper format of roll numbers so that it will start from roll number 1 to end. Those who are missing, they're automatically we can see who are absent and present. Okay. So I hope you will convey this message to the students who have not attended today's class. Please convey them. Okay, 1 minute.